guys! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this tiny little granny square bag. So I posted this on my Instagram and on YouTube Shorts within the past week. It's been getting quite a bit of love. People are like, oh my gosh, why does the small bag eat? And like things like that. It's so easy to make, so I just decided that I'll throw a little tutorial in here for you. This is nothing new. I don't own this. Nothing like that. This is just going to be showing you how to put the squares together, essentially. This is not a tutorial on how to make a granny square. So what you're going to need for this is scissors, a darning needle, and then 3 granny squares, and then the accompanying color. So these are 3 of the granny square all-in-one skeins, whatever, in the colorway Aran Lily Pad. So the accompanying color I've chosen is Aran. Yeah, that's what it's called, Aran. And you're also going to need a 5.5mm crochet hook or whatever hook that you use to make these granny squares. This is an unlined bag and I just use it when I'm going someplace quick with like my friends. I just throw my wallet, my keys, and my phone in there, and I really don't have any problems with it like stretching or doing anything weird like that. So let's just hop in. Okay, so what you're going to do first, so you have your 3 squares and you're going to fold them diagonally with the wrong side facing in. So as you can see on this bag, we did the single crochets out, so they are kind of like a textural element of the bag. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you would like, you can connect these with stitch markers, but since this is such a small bag, I didn't feel the need to do that. So we're gonna take our Aran color, make a slip knot, put that on our hook, and you're just gonna start with 2 of the squares here. So stick your crochet hook in the chain 2 space in one and the chain 2 space in the other, and we're going to single crochet from one corner to the next. So do that, pull up a loop, and then I always like to take the scrap yarn and put it over and crochet over it as I go, because then that's just one less end I have to weave in at the end. So I know it probably looks a little odd right now because it just looks like I'm crocheting them together. Well, it looks like I'm crocheting them together, not diagonally, but once it lays flat, you will see that it is diagonal. It's just about manipulating the way the squares lay. And then wherever you're comfortable, you can just snip off that excess yarn. Now we're coming to the end. So you're going to put 1 single crochet into that final chain 2 space on each square. And so if you can see, we're going to see just like that. You can see that now the 2 squares are connected on one side, and now we're going to go up the other side here. To do that, we're just going to start single crocheting down the row again. All right, so we have these two connected. So now we just have to connect this third square. So what you're gonna do is you're going to stick your hook into that chain 2 space and then into the chain 2 space of a corner on the square. It doesn't really matter which corner on the square as long as the right side is facing out, because like I said, these single crochets are going to be a textural kind of element to the bag. And we're just gonna start single crocheting. One thing too you'll note with my granny squares is I've already woven in the ends. I think that this is something that helps a lot with kind of just cutting down time when making a granny square project. Sometimes it's easier to crochet over ends, but when there's, you know, a lot of ends, it just feels good to be working with like nice, clean granny squares that are, you know, already to go essentially. And then any ends that need to be woven in are just from, you know, putting them together, the completion of a project. All right, so we are at the first end, and so now we're just going to pivot and single crochet up the second end. So here's where we are, and then yeah, so it looks a little funky, but we're just going to crochet this last end like that. All right, and then one single crochet in that final corner of each of the squares. So I am not going to cut the yarn here. What we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to start by doing a crochet 3 together decrease. So we chain 1, and then you're going to go kind of backwards into this square's chain space right here. So we're gonna stick our hook in, pull up a loop, and then we're going to do the same thing in the second square here. Stick the hook in, pull up a loop, and then on the third one, stick your hook in, pull up a loop. And so that's just going to kind of keep that nice dip in the triangle here. And then you're just going to start single crocheting around. So we single crochet up the side of the square, and then on the peaks of the squares here, we're going to do something a little different. So don't speed ahead yet. Just stay with me here. I'll be there in a second. Okay, so in this chain 2 space, we're going to single crochet 3. And then we're going to go back down and just single crochet until you get to the valley. So we have like our peaks and our valleys. All right, so here we are at the 3 corners. So again, stick our hook into that first chain 2 space, pull up a loop, stick the hook into the second chain space, pull up a loop, stick our hook in the third chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. And then we're just gonna go right back up. And then in the top of that chain 2 space, we're going to single crochet 3 in the chain space. And then back down to the bottom. Back down to where we started. What you're going to do here is see how we have one left before we would start the row over again. So for each row, you're going to decrease 3 together, and you're going to decrease 3 together at the bottom here, and you're going to increase by 3 at the top. So what you're going to do to start your second row is you're going to decrease using this stitch right here. So insert, pull up a loop, and then in this middle one where you made your first decrease, insert, pull up a loop, and then the second one right here, insert, pull up a loop. And so then you have made your second decrease. See how that looks? And so I normally do 3 rows of single crochet before I start to do the handle. So we've done the first row together. I'm going to meet you back when we're about to start the 4th row. So I will see you in a minute. One thing I forgot to say at the top, what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet 3 into the top stitch. So we have 1 single crochet here, and then we're going to single crochet 3 in this top stitch here, and then we'll just continue down towards the decrease. All right, so we are just about to start the 4th row. So what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet, decrease 3, just like every other row, and then you're going to single crochet up until you get to the peak. But we're not going to be single crocheting 3 this time. Okay, so single crochet into that top one from the increase of the previous row, and now you're going to chain 35. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I've chained my 35, and what you're going to do is find the top stitch over here and single crochet into it. And then you're going to just single crochet back down towards the bottom. And then remember your decrease 3, so 1, 2, 3. And then you're just going to go back up. So every time you come through here, you are going to decrease 3. So it does look a little interesting, but I don't know, I think it looks kind of cool. And so then you just keep going up, and what you're going to do is get to the chain, and then you're going to single crochet into each of the chains. And you're going to do that for 2 rows. And I understand you probably have a question, like, then this side is going to be much longer than the other side. We're going to get to that, so just bear with me, friends. So just keep going around. single crochet, and then just start going into the chain. I don't feel any particular way about which I work into my chains. Some people, you know, swear by doing back loop, all this stuff. I think for the way in which I make my straps, I don't think that it really matters that much. So you just keep going. That'll be your first row on your strap, and then you're going to go around a second time. And I will meet you back when we are about to cut off and then move to the next side. All right, so you're gonna do your last single crochet decrease here. So 1, 2, 3. And then I always slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 1, and then you can cut your yarn, leaving enough tail to weave in, and then pull through. So we'll sew that in later. So next you're going to flip over your bag, and you're going to attach the yarn. It really doesn't matter where. To the bag again, and we're going to go around the other side. This helps give a bit more stability to the strap, and I'll show you the way I like to do it. So let's just start single crocheting. Crochet over that end so I don't have to weave it in later. And then we're going to single crochet decrease 3. And I'm just going to cut this and keep going up. All right, and so we've come to the strap. What you're going to do, what I like to do, is we'll single crochet in that top one. I like to do it between the previous crochets and the chain, so then you're not working directly into the chain and it doesn't like stretch it out. It kind of is a strong like anchor almost, rather than, you know, stretching a lot this way. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's like in between here. So it's not directly into the chain, the chain that we made. It's around it. And so you're going to go around 2 times. So this is row 1, and then you'll go around again. And really, you can do as many or as few rows as you want. This is a pretty customizable thing. As I said before, I am not the one who like came up with this. I really don't think anyone has a stake on like granny squares or granny square bags of any sort. They've just been around for so long. People have made them for forever, it seems like. So this is just, you know, a quick and easy way to make a little mini bag. Alrighty. And now just going back down towards where we started. All right, and instead of, you know, slip stitching and chaining one, what I like to do is I just keep going. I don't, I make it like a continuous round. So with that in mind, I'm going to meet you back here when we are done. All right, so as we're getting to the end here, you can see pretty clearly where the new row starts. So I'm just going to single crochet up to that. And then I'm going to slip stitch, chain one, and then cut my yarn with enough to weave in the ends. And then other than weaving in your ends, you're done. Alrighty, and there you go. Your bag is done. I know it looks a little stiff right now, but once you start using it, it just relaxes and kind of gets a little bit more of that bag shape to it. Thank you so much for following along with this today. Don't forget to save it to your playlist for later. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Give this video a like and comment down below what tutorials you guys would like in the future. Yeah, thank you so much again, and I will see you guys later. Bye.